Sam from Road Trail Run here. Want to give you a video review of the Salomon running Sonic RA2. It's the second edition of the RA Sonic 2. It's what they call the standard version. It's a 261 gram or 9.2 ounce daily trainer with copious rubber. So the 9.2 ounces is 261 grams. It gains about half an ounce or 14 grams over its predecessor. It has a 28 millimeter heel, 20 millimeter forefoot, so 8 millimeter drop. It's $130 and it's available now. Now, what is it? Well, it's a daily trainer. It's relatively firm, but in a very neat midsole technology called Vibe, Salomon combines its Energy Cell Plus EVA blend with what they call Vibe, and I'm going to try to show you this on the inside, or opal in Vibe. You can see the little window in the heel and the forefoot. We have a insert of a material called opal, which is almost like a dense Brillo pad, and what it's designed to do is reduce tibial vibrations. What Salomon found in their research is that the impact load on our legs is 50% shock, 15% rebound, and 35% tibial vibration. So by trying to reduce the tibial vibration with a 12 millimeter opal insert at the heel and a 6 millimeter at the forefoot, I think it's an effective method. The actual midsole is what they call their Energy Cell Plus, and it's relatively firm, but what happens is with the Vibe is you get a lot of response with that reduced tibial vibration. So it's a fast feeling trainer that really doesn't beat up your legs. Now the upper is significantly changed from the predecessor over here, the Sonic R1. You can see here this was a relatively dense, stiff mesh, and also there was quite a plastic overlay on the toe box. Well, now we have engineered mesh with very little toe bumper stiffening. There is some, and a much more flexible midfoot. They also went from 5 SensiFit overlays to 4. You can see here, and all the edges, the eyebrow binding is softer, much softer. So what that translates into is a much more comfortable fit, but it also leads to better flexibility in the shoe. So while there's some changes in the geometry we're going to talk about, overall it's more flexible and it moves along, thanks in large part, I think, or at least partially, due to the upper. So the outsole, and I'm going to also compare here to our Sonic 1. What Salomon did was incorporate additional decoupling grooves and softer rubber running further back than in version 1. This led to, for me, to a notably softer, easier transition. But what they also did in echoing their Predict RA is this decoupling groove is mirrored on the inside below the Strobel board. Couldn't feel it, but that's what Salomon tells us. You can also see that they siped or cut the each of the lugs, whereas over here they didn't. So overall it's a much smoother ride with much less slapping. Now you'll have plenty of durability from this outsole. There's Conagrip is a great compound, so this should be a very durable trainer at a very really relatively light weight for the stack and the cushion. Now while we're looking at the outsole, Salomon has 2 other models in the line. The Max we just reviewed, you can see the review over on Road Trail Run, and the decoupling line serves a real purpose that I can feel between the different models. What they do is, here we're in the middle model, which claims seamless transition, and actually now it is much more seamless. The heavier duty, more stable, if you will, forefoot stable version moves the decoupling line towards the lateral side, and the faster model, the Pro, moves it further this way. And this leads to, in the Pro, to a feeling of quickness. We have the Sonic RA here in the middle as sort of the daily trainer, and then the Max as the more supportive forefoot shoe. You can actually see the numbering on the toe where each would be. So overall, I find this to be a super successful update. The upper is far more comfortable, far more flexible. The ride is much smoother. The changes in the decoupling, and also they also sculpted the midsole walls differently. Maybe that added some weight, but all of that leads to a fuller ground contactor and a much smoother ride. So if you were a fan, for example, of the Brooks launch, the Sonic RA provides a more lively, up-tempo daily trainer. That's a good comparison. It also compares to the Pegasus. It's more flexible, I think, than the Pegasus, and we'll be reviewing the Pegasus 36. And now with a much smoother fitting upper, it really fits in well as a top contender as a lighter weight daily trainer. We'll have our full written review soon, but thank you very much for watching Road Trail Run.